What's good, Raider Nation? It's official. We have a new quarterback fresh off his Super Bowl win. We are welcoming Klint Kubiak.
Monday Night Madness is where your voice takes the mic. This platform is for the dysfunctionally passionate Raider fan to provide their overreactive analysis, provide their emotional persuasiveness, and a chance to be grossly opinionated. When you take the mic, your hot take doesn't necessarily reflect the beliefs of all of Raider Nation or of this show. There might be cussing, arguing, and fans appearing on camera that aren't camera ready. Everyone is welcome to take the mic and join the madness.
If there's anything we've ever done that I'm particularly proud of, I would have to say that the perpetuation of the greatness of the Raiders, to take a professional football team and give it a distinct characteristic that's different from all others.
I think this journey is the most special because there's not a lot of people that have the opportunity playing in high school and college and then pro and then being injured and then starting coaching as a young coach.
Can portray me any way they want because I don't give a damn. I am what I am, and until those people touch me close enough, they'll never know what I am. If they want to see me in this interview or in a newspaper article and say, what's the matter with this guy? Let them say it. But don't you analyze me and don't you tell me what I am until you get close enough to understand what I am. Then you can make an analysis of me. But don't you dare do it until that.
Clicked in my mind that if you just run through somebody's face, a lot of people ain't gonna be able to take that over and 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 over. Run through a motherfucker face.
The mental side of the game is taking me to the next level, and it's true confidence. It's feeding your brain elite of elite. And that's, I always talk about 1% and more is required. And I always say these things, but it's what I live. I see it everywhere I go because you have to constantly train your mind for greatness.
What's good, Raider Nation? Welcome to Monday Night Madness, the show where you don't want to hear from us. We want to hear from you. So if you want to join the madness, make sure to click on that link and you can appear on camera with us. Remember, light that torch, hit that like button, subscribe, and you can also join to become a member. We have a lot to talk about today. Welcome to the show, everybody. And, of course, to my beautiful cast here, thanks for being on. The hot takes tonight, of course, are Klint Kubiak is the Raiders coach. It's official. We're going to talk about the Benito Bowl. And I guess we can talk a little bit about that little thing called a Super Bowl. But we're going to start with the breaking news. We just got the official announcement about an hour and a half ago. Klint Kubiak is going to officially be the Raiders' new head coach. April, I'm going to let you sound off on this one.
Awesome. 5 years, 75 mil. Young coach. Can't wait to see what he does. Watching the Super Bowl yesterday. I like what I see. I think it's time for him to use that money on an O-line and let Genty eat, let Bowers eat, go get Mendoza. Let's win, baby. Let's do this. I'm excited. Optimistic, but excited.
All right. And I'm going to say to that, Wepa. That's our drinking game alert for the night. A popular, enthusiastic exclamation of joy, celebration, or excitement to Wepa, to our new coach head signing. We already have somebody backstage, but Omar, Mother Moon, if you want to chime in on the coaches, the new coach, please do before we let our guest in.
I like the hire. I mean, I'm excited. You know what I mean? We got a young coach fresh off of a championship win. That's a good thing. Hopefully we draft a young QB fresh off a championship win and bring in some champion pedigree. So I think that's a great storyline. And if you saw the Super Bowl that I saw, I hope our coach walks away with one thing on his mind. I better get some defense because that was two defenses going at it. And then his offense put up 141 yards on the ground. I mean, what a gift to give a brand new quarterback would be a great defense like the one that he had the opportunity to coach with that the Seahawks have. And then, of course, we have Genty to get that running game going because that's what he's coming from. He's coming from a team that had a great defense and a great ground attack. They won in the trenches. Their D-line just whooped all over the Patriots. So I'm excited, man. I think that's his pedigree. I hope he brings that to the Raiders, and let's do it.
Well, speaking of what we'd like to see happen, and I don't know if this has ever happened before, but you can fact check me. How about a back-to-back Super Bowl win?
Let's do it.
I thought you said you did not drink the Kool-Aid. Let's go.
I'll drink the Kool-Aid every year.
Oh, don't have to say it twice.
Let's say what's up to the chat. What's good? Raider Travis in the building. As always, we appreciate you. Hobo Raider. Jay Jackson, our friend, of course, he says Raiders. And what's good? Evening to you as well, Miss Ana Diaz and MG's Raiders. Good evening. Spicy Mother Middle Oprah. Oprah. I just mashed you guys there.
And
also
up,
Jay says,
and you called me beautiful. And I'm resentful right now. You did. You said my beautiful cats. I'm like, what the fuck? I am not beautiful on any day.
You're beautiful every day.
I think you are. All right. Well, we're talk about the coach a little bit more. Salute to you as well. Salute to you. But yeah, he let it slip last night, didn't he? Before we all knew it was happening anyway, but he let it slip. Props to this woman right here,
Yes.
Miss Stacy. She wanted her answer. She got it. And he finally just said, "You already know."
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she made sure to ask us. She could have asked, how do you feel? What do you think about the game? Just strictly kept it to this game. But she was like, I need some little dish. Let me see. Did she have her pinky up while she's holding that mic?
I don't know, but we might. Let's go over who this man is a little bit, because we might not all know, right? Klint Kubiak, young-minded coach, very different from who we had in Pete Carroll. Born in 1987. Part of a well-known football family, right? His father, Gary, longtime NFL head coach. He served, obviously, as we know, as the offensive coordinator for multiple teams, including the most recent Seattle Seahawks, where he just put a ring on that. Let's see. Offense finished top 3 in scoring and helped win Super Bowl 60. I mean, this is an impressive resume, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And because I like to joke a little bit, all of his children are too young to hire. So we're going to add that to his resume, because we've always complained about the Nepo baby hires. Hey, we're not mad at nepotism. They didn't seem to do a great job. You know what I'm saying?
So are you saying Klink Jr. is not going to coach our offensive line? I'm kind of mad right now.
Hey,
and as we saw there, I don't know if it was a Freudian slip or he just said, what the F, but he confirmed the move immediately after that Seahawks win, as we just talked about, and added he was fired up to be heading to the Raiders. I mean, it's a little eerie though, right? It's a little redundant with what we've seen before. I mean, we've kind of gotten Seattle's leftovers, if you will, and they went all those that coach went to the top, and the quarterback, went to the bottom, and the team went to the top, and now this guy is literally going from the top to the bottom again. So we hope he can definitely, turn that around a little bit.
And let's hope that contract, the 5-year contract, means we're going to be patient and give him time.
Yes.
We say that every year.
Let's hope that's what it means. Come on.
Because we do not need another one on the payroll that is not working.
Right? We got to, like I said, we were talking about it last week. Let's just be patient. Hopefully we can see some, a little bit of progress. You know what I mean? Let's not think, if we're not in the playoffs next season, it's all bad.
So you're saying maybe if we win 4 games or maybe 5 games?
I don't see that happening.
I know it's a joke. I said, no, it's a joke, Mother Moon, because that's just how it is. But I mean, the good thing about this year, if we want to drink the Kool-Aid, that's been a common phrase used on this show and throughout, Raiders fans. But if we really want to drink the Kool-Aid, this year's the year, because the Raiders literally have control over everything. They got the pick, the quarterback, or excuse me, the head coach that they wanted. They're going to have the number 1 draft pick, and we think they're going to pick the quarterback in Fernando, right? And they have a ton of money to spend in cap space. So this is an actual true rebuild, and they have everything at their disposal. They hold all the chips. And maybe the one house in Allegiant Stadium where the house never wins, maybe the house can finally start winning, because right now they're the dealer.
Well, it looks like he's ready to coach, because that man didn't even have time to party. That man was already
right
on a plane in Vegas already with his kids. And Spytech greeted him. So let's go. I like it already.
You're right, April. I mean, he skipped Disneyland. He had to tell 4 babies they're not going to Disneyland. Okay,
Nah, they're going to Vegas, baby.
Did not happen. Did not happen.
His kid,
put him in Raider
his
gear.
kid came off the plane with a Raider jersey on, and he was a little ginger, and I was so excited. I'm like, oh my God, this is so cute. Let's go.
Oh, I didn't see that. Adorable.
Oh, yeah.
Adorable. I love it.
all right, but we don't want to make our guests backstage wait too long here. We don't want to. We don't want what happened.
Raiders said, "Come on, Omar, we're Raider Nation." So he has until October to prove himself.
Like I said, we don't want to make our guests wait too long backstage, so we're going to add USC alumni and Super Bowl champion quarterback Sam Darnold.
How you guys doing? It's Sam Darnold. I just want you guys to know that I blame this podcast personally for taking our coach away. What's up, guys?
Taking our coach away? What do you mean?
Well, we did kind of take Seattle's coach away, so.
Oh, that's their problem.
Yeah, sorry if that didn't land like it was supposed to, but yeah, so you guys are talking about Klint Kubiak?
We are.
So my thoughts are, I came on last week and I said that I'm using both sides of my brain when it comes to him, which basically means that I'm excited on one end because he's got potential, but I'm super cautious because he's not really proven as an OC yet. He didn't really do that good in New Orleans. There's reasons to question him, right? But after watching the Super Bowl, I'm a lot more excited because he called a masterful game against one of the best defensive minds in the country. So after watching that game yesterday, I know Seattle didn't score a ton of points, but that's because New England's defense is really, really good. But the plays he was calling, the way he was calling the game was, you couldn't have really called it better considering the kind of defensive mind he was up against. So I'm super excited now.
Definitely. I mean, if it wasn't for one penalty, they would have about 170 yards on the ground.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so is he doing a press conference tomorrow or what's he doing?
Yes, at 11 Pacific time.
Oh, so he's not even going on vacation with his Seahawks teammates.
He's already landed in Vegas.
Yeah,
Really?
he already landed in Vegas.
He's got to get the coaching staff together.
Doesn't the Super Bowl winner usually take 2 weeks to go to Disneyland or whatever and spend a couple of weeks together?
Yeah, I don't think he will. I mean, you got to think he's behind the curve between the other 9 coaches.
Well, I hope the kids get to go. Maybe they get a private tour later on at Disneyland.
They only 3.5 hours away, so I'm sure they can get there.
Real quick, Sam Darnold, are you have us on? Are you watching in the background? I think you brought it in echo.
No, I am not, and I X'd out of the YouTube feed, so I don't know what that would be.
Okay. Well, we'll carry on. But go ahead. Before we let you go, because I think you are the echo, we're going to let you speak your piece. Go ahead. You have the floor.
Oh, I guess that's really about it this week. I'm just saying, I've got more faith in Klint Kubiak than I did before, so I feel like this. I'm still a little cautious, but I'm a lot less cautious, and I think that there's exciting things coming in the offseason and in the future and all that. So that game really changed my mind about him yesterday. So I guess that's all I got for you.
All right. Thank you so much. We appreciate you joining us.
Thanks,
Peace out.
Sam.
All right. I think he was brought in the echo, but we appreciate him being on, so we had to cut him short this week. But please do come back next week. So let's talk about this a little bit, right? We'll finish talking a little bit about the Super Bowl situation before we move on here. You mentioned this. Omar, I believe defense and running game wins. And Ana Diaz is up here
Yes.
asking us any word on who the defensive coach will be. Because we saw that, right? There weren't a lot of points scored whatsoever. At one point, I thought the kicker was going to end up getting MVP
Right?
of this.
MVP.
Right?
I think he did.
I don't think there was a lot of action until the end of the third quarter. I think there started to be some action besides field goals. I'm sorry. There was a lot of defensive action. I mean, I got to give credit to Mr. Gonzalez over there on the Patriots. That boy, he was shutting everything down. He wasn't allowing anybody to catch anything. So he was putting on a clinic. So there was I appreciate defense. So I was enjoying those first 3 quarters because everybody was D'ing up. And then, finally we saw some points getting scored, I think, around the end of the third quarter and into the fourth quarter. But it was a defensive game, man, and, Seattle was slow. They were running the ball, you know what I mean, and trying to pick their passes where they could. And I thought that's what, to me, I thought Kubiak did a great job. I thought he did, because guess what? It could have went the other way. They could have had 3 turnovers like the Patriots did, and they didn't. So
7 sacks, though. God.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Tied for a Super Bowl record, man. Yeah. They killed it.
I'm pretty sure Mr. Benito had more yards than the Patriots rushing game.
I heard he did. Yeah.
Really? We cover a lot of ground.
Yeah.
I hope Klint brings that energy, though. I hope he brings that defense running game energy, man. We need that. I love a tough football team, and Seattle looks like a very tough team, man. They are clicking on all cylinders, and I definitely hope he brings some of that. So bring a few of them coaches with you too, bro.
Please.
Omar, you got some funny locked and loaded here. You want to go through them?
Well, I mean, Drake did not have a good night, and it seems like it's a repeat of Drake not having a good night. Just a different Drake from last year. You know what I mean? Like, I was just like, wow, Drake is just not a lucky Super Bowl name right now. Seriously.
I mean, this Drake has a better chance of recovering, though, right?
Oh, definitely. This Drake is going to get better. The other Drake, well, I think he is what he is. So definitely. But on another note, though, we're talking about defensive coaches. So he quit. I don't know if he's going to be available, but I hope so. I would definitely love to have this guy as our defensive coordinator. So we'll see. I've heard a lot of names. I even heard the defensive coordinator for the Seahawks could come over because he doesn't call plays. So it would be a promotion if he came to the Raiders and called the defensive plays, because we know McDonald, the head coach, is a defensive-minded guy and called the plays for the defense. So that would be great too.
Bring
so we'll see
them all, okay? Bring them all.
Bring them. Definitely. So, other than that, I thought it was a good game, man. I did. Really? I thought it was a good game.
I was watching a different game.
It was a little. It was very, very. I loved it. Like you said, Omar, it was very, very defensively played. So to some people, it could be boring because it's not all in the air. It's not all, oh my God, they're throwing like for 400. I liked it. It was all defense up until the third quarter. And then, I don't know, just a little fire lit under Sam Darnold, I guess. It still was a great game either way. I was happy that Josh McClown was embarrassed. I'm glad we beat him. That guy set us back a few. So kudos to Seattle. Thank you.
Definitely.
I thought we were just gonna before it ended there. I thought it was just gonna be one on the kicks itself. I was like, the kicker's gonna have all the points. He's gonna be MVP.
Wait, how many field goals did he make? 4, 5, 4?
I think it was 5.
Did it end up being 5?
It ended up being 5 after.
It's quite a bit.
He had a record in himself there. I mean, so that's cool. Good for him.
He could have been MVP. He could have been MVP.
He could have been.
I just don't think anybody would really want to give it to the kicker. That's all. They're like, come on, all right, running back, come here, dog. You got this. Definitely. So here, you know, and I found something else interesting about the Super Bowl, and I don't know how to feel about this because this guy is my absolute favorite artist of all time. But look at that. Rolling Stone ranks Bad Bunny's Super Bowl performance number 2 all time behind Prince. Yes, Prince is my all-time favorite musician, greatest musician of all time, of any time. Mozart, I don't care what you say. Don't even fight me about it. Don't come at me. I respect your opinion, but Prince is the G, only man that could walk in the party in high heels and steal your wife. Don't even come at me.
No, that's an interesting. Okay, we'll get into the full breakdown, but I didn't even think about that. That's an interesting take on it.
You know,
and I don't mean that. I don't have anything bad to say about that. I just think that's an interesting take, considering. And we'll circle back, but considering all the concern that was around the way Bad Bunny was going to come in his costume and perform. I never once heard anyone say anything about Prince being in high heels, but there was heavy concern about how Bad Bunny was going to show up.
Well, and he showed up. He actually had a bulletproof vest on underneath that, which is just sad.
Yeah,
I don't know if we know that for sure. Do we know that?
No,
for sure?
he said it. He said it in an interview.
Okay.
But
he
to
had
be
it
honest,
also on at the Grammys at the award night.
I heard that also. I don't know if I knew that to be fact, but I did hear both of those things.
Yeah.
It's not about Bad Bunny. You know, people are just seeing the world through the lens of politics. Bad Bunny is he's just the fight du jour, and people get sucked into it. You know what I mean? Like, do you know how many Super Bowl performers I don't remember or did not like? And it wasn't even a conversation. You just move on. You know what? I mean, and if you look at where the NFL is going, guess what, people? You're going to get another artist that first language is not English, because guess what? The NFL is going after soccer on the world stage. So they got more international games. People are making it about politics, and this ain't got nothing to do with politics. The NFL's plan is right in your face. We want world domination in sports. Our greatest competitor is soccer. And guess what? We have to go beyond America to get that audience. Stop it.
That's a great point, actually. The NFL plays now has been Mexico City, Brazil, Germany. They're going to Australia,
Spain. We're going to 2 Spanish countries this year. We're going to Spain and Mexico. We're going to a Portuguese country in Brazil. We're going to a French-speaking country in Paris. We've been to a German-speaking country in Germany. Come on, y'all. It's right in front of your face what this is all about. Don't take the political goggles off. It's okay. Because mommy and daddy is fighting and it's becoming a little toxic. Don't get sucked in. Don't get sucked in.
Well, now that we've gotten to the halftime portion of the show,
I love that halftime performance. That halftime performance was lit. It told a story. Even though I didn't understand any of the words, I understood the everything about it. It was awesome. So kudos to Bad Bunny.
Yeah, let's break it down a little bit, because I think it's actually an important conversation, and I especially appreciated the way he ended it. But I'll start with the way he ended it, because the way he ended it is he said, "God bless America."
Yes.
And that does not just mean the United States of America. That means all of the Americas. North America, South America, he mentioned them all, and he represented all of them. And I thought it was actually interesting. He did, if you watch the way that all of the American flags came out, the United States of America flag came out first.
It did.
Not Puerto Rico, the U.S. And then all of the others fell behind. So all of this is very thought out. Everything you saw was very thought out. And I'm not going to take this to a political place or anything, but I do want to go over the symbolism, because I think it's important. And it's not just because it's a Puerto Rican artist. We talked about this last year when Kendrick Lamar performed, and all of the innuendos and symbolisms and everything. That's part of the fun of watching it, right? What does everything mean?
Conversation.
But this is the only thing I'll say that I don't like, and I'm not going to get too much into it. There was a big conversation about how we he performed in Spanish and not in English. And that here in the US, we speak English, so it should only be performed in English and by an American. First of all, he is an American. And second of all, I don't know any other country where their people are only proud to speak one language as if it's some sort of accomplishment. You should be proud to speak other languages. Almost every other country, actually, including Puerto Rico, most people speak Spanish and English. And I think that's great. And a lot of other countries, if you've ever traveled outside of the US, a lot of other countries, you can go to you can go to Spain. I've been to Spain, Switzerland. I mean, a lot of them speak English. And I think that's something that should be proud of. We're the only country that is proud to speak one language as if it's some sort of accomplishment. Like, wouldn't we all? I would love to speak 4 or 5 different languages if I could. I can barely speak Spanglish, to be honest. But I can appreciate the music and I can appreciate the culture. And that's kind of the only rant I'm going to go on that. If you guys want to chime in before we go over the symbolism, please do.
Yeah, I think the art and what we've seen in, this Super Bowl, last year's Super Bowl, especially, I mean, I was especially excited last year because we had some Bay Area folks dancing, doing some turf dancing out there, which is very expressive. I love this year because we saw the crops. As soon as the crops came up, I was like, love it. I mean, and the street scene with the barbershop, you know what I mean? And it was just kind of like, we're everybody, you know what I mean? So I appreciate it. Like I was saying before, I knew of Bad Bunny, never, didn't know of Bad Bunny songs or whatnot. I can't call myself a Bad Bunny fan, but I can say that about several people who performed during the halftime that I wasn't a fan or whatnot. But I knew who they were. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, the fighting, it's all politics, you guys. Please, 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 people, stop getting sucked in. You're going to have people perform you don't like. It's already have happened. Don't let somebody else's anger get you all pissed off. And you know what I mean? It's just stupid, man. It really, really is.
There's so like many he said, there's only thing more powerful than hate, which is love. And I want to give a shout out here. Prince Rogers Nelson says, "I'll steal your girl in high heels." And thank you for the super chat. We appreciate that. He goes on to say, "I didn't see conservative America whining about a non-American in the Super Bowl when the Who, the Rolling Stones, Phil Collins performed." We can go on and on and on. Let's see, U2, Shakira, Coldplay. Yeah, I like Cold Stone. It's good. Raider Travis, he just here to enjoy some Latina dancers. You know what, Raider Travis? You already know what to do. You already know what to do because our drinking game alert is only one thing, and tonight it's Wepa. So if you don't drink, you toke, or you can go over there and twerk with those Latina dancers. There you go.
Yes.
Raiders and the halftime show was fired. Let's go over a little bit. I'm going to try to go over it without like getting completely kicked out of here, but I think it'd be interesting to kind of see if we can go through it just a little by little until YouTube kicks us off. But we'll try it. We'll try it. So he starts like in the traditional field, the sugarcane fields of Puerto Rico. If you've ever been there or if you know anything about it, this opening scene right here, I'm going to fast forward it hopefully so I don't get kicked off. This fast forwarding scene comes to life like you've been there. They've got the sugar canes. There's always guys selling coconuts in the back, the dominoes in the park. I mean, you didn't even have to go there to experience this.
I felt like I was there.
You felt, right? It comes out. I mean, you've got iconic, not only Puerto Rican boxer, but Mexican boxer as well. I thought it was just very interesting. And then who didn't love the cameos? Okay, they might not have performed, but who didn't love the cameos? Look, here we go. Jessica Alba, Cardi B,
run that
Carol
Jessica
G,
Alba,
Pascal.
All of them.
Can you just freeze it on Jessica Alba? Thanks.
All right, we're gonna get back to it a little. I'm gonna back out just a little bit before YouTube just shuts us down altogether, and then we can circle back. But that opening scene alone, if you've never been there, that was like the trip come to life right there, right? And the casita is, you go to the bodega, you go to casita, you dance, you enjoy. And I just want to circle back to what you were saying a little bit, Omar. My favorite part about it all, everyone that was hating on this performance that decided not to watch or didn't like it, guess who didn't care about that? Everyone on this stage. I want to shout out to all of these talented dancers, the director, the cameraman, the talent. All of them were there living their best life. They were showing off their careers, their talents, their years of training. Something like this is incredible to pull off. And all of them were proud of their accomplishments, as they should be. All of them were living their best life. And I bet you not one of them thought of what was going on outside of this performance. And I say, if nothing else, that's the greatest accomplishment.
Well said.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt like I was
everyone.
there. I felt right, that I was there once. You headed at the opening with his name and just bringing us into Puerto Rico, into the fields, and from there it took the journey of what's there, the people dancing, have a drink, like you said. But a lot of those places he had are valid businesses, like the taco stand. That was actually someone in LA that has that taco stand. The old lady that gave him the shot, she is the last bodega. She has a club in Brooklyn. That's her club. She was there. There was just all these there are all these little things, and the once again the field and the hats. You have your little hat there, girl. They made that straw hat to be with to be with the soil, to be part of the ground, and that's why they wear those hats with pride. Because they work the fields and the farm.
If I'm not wrong, even to the electricity poles. I mean, that was a pretty powerful message too. And I'm like, I understood that. I was like, wow, this is awesome. This is like, if people don't understand this or don't like it, bye. Because this is awesome. It was great. It was great. I understood it, even though I don't understand it.
We could just stop all halftime musicians and we could just go back to big bands. I mean, if you go back to the 80s and 70s, all we got was like some of the best college band halftime. Yeah. We can go back to
that's true. This is much better. And what about the Toad? My favorite, the Toad.
Let's just punish the children.
How beautiful are these strings?
Jeez.
But yeah, let's just fast forward a little bit again. I don't want to get cut off here too much. Oh, they already cut me off. It's all good. It's all good. But April, to speak a little bit, I just want to elaborate a little bit more on what you were saying with the electrical post. I think, to me, my interpretation is that it actually had two different meanings. So one of the meanings was, it was very recent, really, that Puerto Rico even had electricity throughout the entire country. It was really like the wealthiest people only who had it. And it was a very, very small. We take it for granted. Everybody else had it. But it's also a little bit, I think it was a little bit to the fact that when they did have the hurricane there, it was down. And maybe this is just little, I'm interpreting, maybe it's a little political, but Puerto Rico is governed under the U.S. and the U.S. didn't really send help to restore this. And they were out for much longer than they should have. So it's kind of a dual meaning there. But overall, I thought, like I said, the performance I thought was great. I thought it really brought everything to life. And to your point, Omar, hey, whether we like an artist or not, I would much rather see this than nothing at all. And like you say, we're not always going to like the artist, but we can always appreciate the talent.
Definitely. But you got to have an open mind for that. And the climate that we're in, we're not allowing all Americans to have an open mind. I mean, you still had, 130 million people watched, you know what I mean? And then 5 million did not. And it's like, but we're talking about it, you know what I mean? Right. And my timeline is full of people talking about it. I refuse to sit there on Facebook and talk about it because I'm not going to feed into this negativity by even defending it either way, you know what I mean? Because I think the whole fight is fucking stupid. Yeah. And I think people need to stop getting caught up in it. These people do not give a shit. They get your attention like attention junkies by these fake fights, man. And that's what I'm calling it. It's a fake fight. It wasn't even about Bad Bunny at all. We know what the NFL is doing, and they're doing a great job.
Shout out to the Boilers because I don't know how they all did it without moving. They did not dance to that.
Who?
All the foliage, all the.
Oh yeah.
Oh man! Like, how did they just all just were just sat there, and I'm like, I'd have been just moving and dancing. I'm like, how did they do that? So shout out to the foliage. I'm just saying.
There's been the brisk breeze going by, right?
Damn.
I'm
good.
sure it looked really windy out there. Yeah, like that. Exactly.
And outside of that, I think we missed something huge. One of the greatest events that ever happens at sporting events. A fucking streaker.
He wasn't a streaker. You are naked if you're a streaker.
Yeah,
he was a shirt-off runner.
Hey, and I had to criticize the streaker because I'm like, hey, bro, why don't you write clearer so we can know what your message on your back
What
is?
is it? What does it
I don't know
say?
what the hell. I
Is he
don't know.
available for a running back position? Because motherfucker just passed everybody.
Wait, even who tried to tackle him? That's part of the Patriots here. Who is that?
Yeah, one of the Patriots did tackle him. So, but and I hope they lean into those tackles a little hard. You know what I mean? Roughing the streaker to me is completely allowed. You know what I'm saying? So put a little helmet in there. I mean, stick his ass. God dang it. Okay, maybe that came out wrong, but y'all know what I mean.
No, it's all good. Let's get to some of these comments here because we have a lot of them. Let's see, Rick, what's good? Our friend over there from Hawaii. Is it showing up? All right, he says, love Hector, which Bunny B got on track with the salsa as a rapper. I'm a no, but send out respect as a Hispanic. I kind of got that. Did I read that wrong, or was it a little choppy? Anyway, Raider Travis says Lady Gaga was looking good herself. Did anyone else notice though? Even her salsa moves had a little monster in them.
Yes,
it was like salsa monster. No.
Hey, I agree with Raider Travis because I was talking to Inga. We were sitting on the couch watching. I'm like, babe, she looks great when she dresses normal. I mean, when she doesn't have like a lampshade or something on her head or what, she does this crazy shit with the, over mascara, whatever the fuck. And I was like,
I think she looks great either way. She can over mascara or whatever.
Hey,
yeah, I did notice.
Now Lady Gaga is amazingly attractive. That other woman, yeah, okay, maybe that's the conservative.
I did notice little monster moves in her salsa, and then when she came down to dance with Benito, ooh, she grabbed him like this, like she was ready to do a pole dance with them. I'm like, ooh, girl, I'm here. Let me see. Yeah, she did her thing. I just thought that everything was a symbol and a reason.
Yeah, and Lady Gaga sings really well. She is a talented musician. You know what I mean? She's one of those people that can play an instrument and sing and hit them notes. So I appreciate her talent. I'm not a big fan, but I appreciate talent. You know what I mean? And she is definitely a talent. So outside of wearing lampshades.
All right, Raider Nation, the song by Gaga being performed with the Latin group and feel. I was here for it too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Raider Travis says, Seattle actually does have a band. My cousin plays the drums in it. Oh, that's awesome.
Nice.
Well, guess what?
Maybe he'll play next year.
Wepa.
Wepa to your cousin.
You haven't said that enough because I've been drinking without you.
I know.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, me too. Just, you know how we do.
You know what else I liked, which I heard someone mention on, all the talk shows or whatever. I was wondering if Benito fell back through the ceiling, and he fell right onto the table, and then he got up and dusted himself off. But when he fell back into those people's arms, I'm like, damn, they caught him. And then it was all about trust. Trust us, I trust all these people out here, whoever they are. I need you to trust. So that was another little symbol. You trust the ones that are out here having your back. So there's just all these little things that I watch it over and over again. I'm like, oh, he just fell back like, I trust you.
Yeah, the trust fall.
Yeah.
I think was live. I almost think falling through the cut to falling through that might have been pre-recorded.
It seemed a little. There's a little glitch, but I don't know, something. But
I
yeah,
didn't even think it was a glitch. Is this the cinematography looked different and he looked like he had dust in his hair, and then when he came out, he didn't. I thought maybe it was less like pre-recorded, kind of like when Beyonce did her, where her whole walkout was pre-recorded and then she was actually like on stage when it went live. That's kind of what I thought, but I don't know. But yeah, to your point, you don't fall off a building like that and not trust your people.
Oh, right.
But what about the commercials, y'all?
Let's talk about them.
I mean, I thought this year made a comeback. I got a top 3 commercials.
Tell me.
I was, man, my number one, Cause America, Budweiser, the Clydesdale, and the Eagle, man. I was like, yes. You know what I mean? That America came out of me. I almost had to go put on my red, white, and blue underwear, man. I was like, yes. And then number 2 was Alexa trying to kill Chris Hemsworth. I thought that was hella funny.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one.
I thought that was a funny commercial. I was like, yes. And then my number 3 was the State Farm commercial with the fake group trying to sing.
Oh, Bon Jovi?
And then Bon Jovi picks her up, you know what I mean, at the end. I thought that was great. So those are my top 3 commercials. Bud won it, though, man. Bud won it. I thought that was great. So, yeah, I was happy to see
the Bud. I didn't see it yesterday for whatever reason. I missed it, but I did see that a while back. That just part with the horse and the wings, and that was beautiful sight. Yeah.
Yep.
I didn't even pay attention to my first 3, so I didn't mark any down.
I know. I didn't see. I'll try to think of some. I didn't even hear any of them.
I didn't. I have twisted humor. I like the mayo commercial toward the end. I don't know. He had some jacket on and he was squirting mayo everywhere. And I'm like, this is friggin' hilarious. I don't know why.
I will say that did stand up because I actually couldn't understand the need to advertise for mayo. That's the only reason I remember it. I was like, because usually you want it like you want to sell something that's new, inventive. You want to give someone information, right? But then I was like, I want to be enticed, like, oh, that food looks good or that drink looks good. I'm gonna go get it. I'm like, and I don't.
It was called Mayo Diamond. Mayo. Diamond thing. I just died. I was like, dude, this is funny to me.
Oh, that's funny. I have to go back and watch.
Oh, I do know my favorite one. I just remembered. It's probably the only one I remember. The tight end commercial.
Oh yeah, that was good.
The tight end commercial. Go get checked. Loosen the tight. All tight ends were in it, right? All tight ends, all like Hall of Fame or very like, how do you say, Pro Bowl Hall of Fame, Pro Bowl players were in that, and they all loosened up their tight ends that play the position. All loosened up their tight end to go get checked. I think that one for me was the best.
That was good.
No one liked the shave with the pubic hair singing.
I don't even remember that one.
What? Is that what that was? I was eating.
I don't even remember that
one.
It was
funny. It didn't make my top 3, but it's an honorable mention.
I mean, that's
just like the colon screening or whatever, and all the buns all the players had their buns squeezed in, and then they squeezed out.
The tight end one.
What is happening right now on TV?
Yeah, that was the tight end one. But the one you're talking about, Omar, I was disgusted. It was like, who wants to see this?
I don't even remember that one.
Oh, you don't want to. You'll get
it. Overall, that's what I was pleased about. I'm like, all right, finally some memorable commercials. You know what I mean? Because there's been some great commercials that, started on Super Bowl Sunday. So I thought this year had some pretty dang good ones. I was pleased. So
what I noticed was a lot of them that just overcast celebrities. I think there was like a record number of like Academy Award winning celebrity appearances and commercials, but they didn't have like a lot of context or story behind them.
Right.
It was just like, I don't remember which one it was, but I just remember watching one and it was like 15 celebrities in it. And then at the end of it, I was like, what were they advertising?
They advertised Pokemon Go. Lady Gaga was singing about Jigglypuff. I died on the couch. I'm like, what is happening right now?
Yeah, Raider Nation, the huge betrayal of the polar bear with Pepsi.
The polar bear Pepsi commercial fooled us all. We all thought it was going to be Coca-Cola commercial. Dang. I think that I remember seeing them. They showed them like in the luxury suite. I don't know if that's the part of the same commercial, but that's the only like thing I remember with the polar bears is kind of seeing them in what looked to be a luxury suite. So,
well, they
are all
played
of you
off
sick
the
of Max
animal.
Crosby? Wait, I'm sorry. I meant to get that later. We'll come back to that statement. We'll segue into that.
You want you to be part of that
one? Should we just go there? I brought it
sure.
up, I guess.
Hey, sure.
No. Are all of you, what's up? Number one, what up, Alpha Omega? Are you all sick of the Max Crosby rumors and statements that we all know aren't true? I mean, you know what? I guess here's the question. I mean, just because it's out there, will Raider Nation be mad if Max himself does actually request a trade? Are we going to be mad at the Raider organization if they honor it, if he does ask for it and push?
Pick me.
Spicy?
Yes, spicy.
Yes, I am going. No, I'm not going to be mad at him. You know why? Because the Raiders up the whole situation in his career and up his career. Okay, they can't get a coach right. They can't get a coordinator right. They can't get an O-line. They can't figure out which freaking state they want to play in. They can't figure out if they want him on the team, if they don't want him on the team. Yeah, it's their fault. It's their fault. So I'm not going to be mad at who wants to put up with all that shit. Every year he's got to go a new coach, a new scheme, a new this, a new that. Every year we need consistency. Who wants to work for a team that doesn't have consistency and isn't respecting him? If that's the case, he has the right to leave and go play for a team that actually commits to exit and doesn't just lose, baby. So no, I'm not going to be mad at him. I'll be at the Raiders. Get shit up. Okay, I'm done.
So Alpha Omega, I think she's sick of it. To answer your question, yes, she is over it.
And I'll say I'm tired of it too, only because of this, man. And just like I was talking about Bad Bunny, I just think fights start, and all of a sudden now we create more of a negative environment, not just in Raider Nation, but maybe even for Max Crosby himself. You know what I mean? Where maybe he's not even tripping about that, and now all of a sudden, you know what I mean? Now he is. You know what I mean? So let's not think the climate of things do affect people. You know what I'm saying? So what Spicy just said is everything that's gone on with the Raiders, one thing, and now all of a sudden now all the fans have some expectation that he is going to leave. And what does that may say to him? If every fan expects him to leave, the media keeps talking about him leaving, that may have him be like, well, fuck it then. Maybe I should leave. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, let's shut it down, y'all.
Yep.
Listen, like
if you're gonna constantly accuse me of something that's not true, I might as well go do it because you believe it anyway.
Yeah. It always happens right around this time anyways. I always freak out when I see stuff like that. I'm like, oh my God, they're talking about it on whatever it is, live with whoever. And I'm like, oh my God. But I guess at the end of the day, he kind of shuts those rumors down and is like, it's not true. I'm a Raider for life. So I hope so.
Well, Rick says Max ain't going anywhere. He clarified it on the Colin Coward show when this time of the year rumors for clicks and likes. So, all right, let's go. Let's just beef up that D line. You know what I mean? And get him some help and let's roll.
I'm here for that. Bookend.
Yes,
Talking about bookend for how many years now?
Wow. Someone said that Klint is going to get 6 wins in 2026. I just hope they're all good games. You know what I mean? Hey, you know what I'm saying? That's all I can ask for, man, is that when we look at our team, we see progress. Like, yep, we only won 6, but we can see it happening.
I say there's got to be big splashes for more, though. There's got to be, like I said at the top of the show, they're holding all the cards. They got to choose their handpick their coach. They have the number 1 draft pick. They get to handpick their quarterback if they choose to. They've got a ton of money in cap space. I mean, now is the time to turn this thing completely around. And we've kind of seen it happen before, right? We've seen it happen with other teams that have gone from, bottom of the barrel to being, contenders and in the playoffs. So that's what I expect. I'm not going to be I get it. It's a rebuild and we want to give it time and all that. But time is now. The time is now with everything that they have. And so 6 isn't going to do it. 6 is to me a fail. 6 is a fail. And I never advocate to go fire a bunch of people, and I'm still not going to if they only win 6. But That's a fail to me.
Hey,
We
Raider
need
Travis
we
is
need
giving us 20 wins.
Oh, that's got then he's got us how many? He got us a couple playoff wins in there.
We're getting 20, baby. I was gonna say, 17 is always possible, but talk to me after the draft, and then I'll be feeling that a lot more. Right now, I'm too realistic. I'll start drinking the Kool-Aid real hard from April all the way until 4 or 5 games into the season, and then maybe I'll come back to reality. So we'll see.
Drinking the Kool-Aid.
Oh yeah. Hey, I'm excited, and I was thinking too. I was like, because they tied Klint to the Shanahan style of offense. Well, the one thing Kyle does that Klint doesn't is Kyle uses a fullback. Oh, could you guys imagine a fullback in front of Genty?
Yeah,
lead.
Nice. We used to have good fullbacks.
I mean, could you imagine a decent line and a lead blocker for Action Genty? Man, are you kidding? Are you kidding me? That's 7-8 yards all the time. I mean, we get just 7 and 8 all the way down the field doing some shit like that.
Are you putting it out there, Omar?
Hey, and I still want my 2 tight end set. So I'm putting this all out in the universe. My 2 tight end sets,
Put it out there.
a lead blocker, and just some ugly, nasty, just ground and pound football. Let's do this. I mean, they're in the land of UFC.
We haven't had a big fullback. We haven't had a fullback since Zach Crockett.
Oh, yeah.
Remember Zach Crockett?
I do.
Speaking
it's been a minute.
Man, that dude was a tank. We haven't used anybody like that in a long time. We need that.
Well, most teams don't anymore. Like the one that only stands out, I know 49ers use one.
49ers, right. Yeah, and they're pretty potent. But just real quick, you guys, because I said something that made me think of something that I wanted to tell you guys, because, everybody loves Max Crosby. And I guess Dana White, being in Vegas, UFC headquarters is right there. Max is hanging out with a lot of fighters. He trains with, I think, Strickland a lot of times. And I guess they've been watching him spar. And Dana White is like, dude, do you know by 2030, 2031 with some training, you could be the heavyweight UFC champion? And I was like, damn, Max already got his second career lined up. You know what I'm saying? So that'll be something. Just, hey, Max, don't train while you're playing for the Raiders, man. We need you, 100% for the Raiders, but I'll watch those fights.
Yeah. I mean,
sorry for the segue.
I'm definitely gonna watch them. I don't know. Is that, and I don't mean any disrespect to this, but whenever he retires, is that, and at the age he's gonna be at, is that just are those exhibition, or is that a real career?
Depends on. I mean, there's guys who've been in the UFC in their 40s, depending on their condition. So Randy Couture was fighting at a championship level in his mid 40s, I think. So it depends on what shape Max is in. You know what I mean? So, because I don't.
Well,
think
and I say, hey, if there's someone not to count out, it's Max to not count out. So.
Yep.
All right. Well, we got our new head coach. We'll see what happens. Any final thoughts before we get out of here?
Yeah, man. I think we're all patiently looking at who these coordinators are going to be. He's got to hire some great assistant coaches. I think a lot of us are really going to have our eyes glued on who the defensive coordinator is, because that we know Clint's going to have his hands all over the offense. And not to say that the offensive coordinator is not going to be important. That position is still going to be important too. I just think it's not going to be as critical as the defensive coordinator. You know what I mean? At least in my mind. Every coach has to be good, flat out. But we really need him to go lights out on getting that defense. I mean, like I say, look at the Super Bowl.
Look at the Super Bowl. Is that what
I
you
just
said?
said money talks. We got money. Let's use it in the right way, positively. Let's get whatever Max wants to help him out. But let's do it. I've been saying 2028 is our year, but it seems too far away. But any improvement is good improvement. And I need at least half games won. So
Alpha and Omega agrees with me. A fullback and 2 tight end sets with Genty on the field can't be stopped. It would just be crazy. It'd be crazy, man. I can dream. I can dream.
You can dream.
Thanks for dreaming with me, bro.
All right. Well, we're gonna wrap it up here. We kind of segued it out of the halftime show, but I just want to circle back just a little bit because I do want to shout out our girl and one of our favorite former Raiderettes, Miss Adrian Mama, who is up there in all white, looking beautiful in that salsa routine when you saw that live wedding going on. And shout out to a couple other of my colleagues. Well, I worked with them in the film industry and whatnot that were in the Super Bowl as well. Most notably, Mother Moon, Mike. He's the one who invited Julian to go see the Michael Jackson show that he was in. He also performed with Ricky Martin. So shout out to some of my friends that were out there doing their thing. It's always nice to see them out there. And then we're going to kind of start a new segment starting tomorrow. Just to give some history on the show. We started this show before we thought it was going to be a live show, before we thought it was going to be what is known now as a podcast, before podcasts were even a thing. It's called For Life, Our Raiders Story, because we wanted to tell you why we're all Raiders fans. Whether you were born into it, had a favorite player, or decided to be one, whenever, which kind of way, it was our story. And we have shared all of our stories with you, from Mother Moon to Omar to myself, of course, here. But I was at the M Resort recently at the Raiders Tavern. I sat next to this 86-year-old man who was a longtime Raiders fan, and he has some stories. And so it sparked an idea for me. I want to get back to our story because we all came to love this team for some reason. We can sit here and be disappointed and gripe and moan, but we love them no matter what. We support them no matter what. And this man, it was so special to hear his stories. So we're going to start a new segment called Our Story. He's going to be our first guest tomorrow night. So tune in to hear this man's story about how and why he's became a Raiders fan and still is a Raiders fan. And I think he's going to be a delight to have on the show.
I'm excited. Can't wait to hear about it. Whoopah!
I'm out. Damn it.
Oh,
I drank
I'm out too. I am out too. So, Raider Nation, we go out one way and one way.
Only one way.
Raiders!
Produced by Hamza Yassin. Produced by Hamza Yassin.
Good night, everyone.